Good day everyone, you are welcome to XC online tutorial. For this tutorial we are going to be learning how to draft a female trouser, and the measurements we are working with basically for this tutorial are waist circumference of 29, hip circumference of 37, trouser length of 37, the round nail, that is the nail circumference we are working with for the tutorial, is 18. The round ankle, that is the ankle circumference we are working with for the tutorial, is 13. Also, we are going to be using our waist to nail. In case you did not measure than your client, I'm going to teach you how to calculate that. We're also going to be using our waist to ankle. Waist to ankle is the same thing as the trouser length. So our waist to ankle for this tutorial is 37. We are also going to be using our waist to hip. In case you did not measure that on your client, I'm also going to teach you how to calculate your waist to hip in this tutorial. For this tutorial, we are going to be dividing our waist circumference and our hip circumference by 4. And as you can see, the waist circumference, that is 29 divided by 4, is 7.25. I'm going to round up this 7.25 to 7.5 when I'm drafting my trouser. Also, the hip divided by 4, that is 37 divided by 4, is equal to 9.25. I'm also going to round this up to 9.5. Reason being that I love working with accurate figures. I love working with accurate figures. So that's why I'll be rounding up this 7.25 to 7.5 and this 9.25 to 9.5. Also, we'll be dividing our nails circumference, that is round nail, by 2, and that is 18 divided by 2 equal to 9. The round ankle, we are also going to be dividing this by 2, and that is 13 divided by 2, that is 6.5. I'm not going to round this up, I'm going to use it that way. Also, we are also going to be learning how to calculate our waist to cross length. The formula I use for my waist to cross length is hip divided by 4. And for this tutorial, 37 divided by 4 is 9.25. By the time I'm going to calculate this, my waist to cross or my pattern, I am going to round it down. That is, I'm going to remove this 25 and I'm going to use just 9. It is the formula that I've used, I have tested, and it's working perfectly for me. So in case maybe you calculate your own hip divided by 4 and what you get is something like 10.85, you can always round it up to 11 because it's closer to 11, and you can actually use 10. It will work perfectly well. So for this tutorial, I'm going to divide my hip by 4 to get my waist to cross length, and the other is 2.5. I'm going to round it down to 9. Also, the cross depth. The formula I use for calculating my front cross depth is hip divided by 20, and what we get for this tutorial is 1.85. That is 37 divided by 20. What we get is 1.85. I'm going to round it up to 2 inches because it's closer to 2. Also, the back cross depth. The formula I use for calculating that is the hip divided by 16. That is 37 divided by 16. What we get is 2.3. I'm also going to round this up to 2.5. So I hope the explanation, the measurement is well understood. So let's start the tutorial. I already draw my margin on my pattern paper. Margin of 2 inches on this side and a margin of 1 inch on this side. We are going to start the tutorial by drafting our front block. Then after drafting the front block, we'll draft the back block. So starting with, we are going to measure the trouser length, and that is 37. So you put your tape rule on this margin line, measure 37. As you can see, I already measured my trouser length, and that is 37. Now on this 37 mark, I'm going to add additional 3 inches. The 3 inches, you can use 3 inches, you can use 2.5, but I use 3 inches to avoid story that touches the heart when joining my trouser. So I'm going to add extra 3 inches at the hem of my trouser, which I will be folding in when sewing my trouser in. So after adding my 3 inches allowance to the hem of my trouser, we are now going to drag the waist to cross length. In the measurement chart I showed you, our waist to cross length is hip divided by 4 equal to 9.25, which I told you I'll be rounding down to 9 inches. So from my waistline, I'm going to measure 9 inches. After drafting our cross length, which is 9 inches, we are going to draft the waist to it. And if in case you did not measure that on your client, the formula I use is I subtract 2 inches from my waist to cross length. So since my waist to cross length is 9 inches, when I subtract 2 from this 9 inches, what I have is 7. So for this tutorial, I am going to measure from my waist to 7 inches, which will serve as my waist to hip line, and I mark. So after measuring my waist to hip line, my waist to cross length, I'm going to measure my waist to knee line. In case you did not measure your waist to knee on your client, this is the formula I use. You are going to measure the distance between your cross length and your trouser length. Whatever you add, you divide by 2. After your division, you minus 2. So whatever you get, you mark. So once you place your staple here on your cross length, place your staple on your cross length, measure it down to your trouser length. What I add here is 28. So my cross length to my trouser length is 28. Once you divide 28 by 2, what you have is 14. What you have is 14. 14 minus 2 is 12. So our waist to knee line will be on this 12 inches mark. After measuring our waist to knee line, we move to the upper part of our front block. We are going to divide our hip by 4. Whatever we get, we are going to measure it as another line from the waistline to the trouser length. Our hip divided by 4 is 9.25. I will round it up to 9.5. So from this margin, I will mark 9.5 from my waistline to my trouser length. So as you can see, I already draw the line from my waistline to my trouser length. So now we are going to extend our cross line. So on this cross line, we want to measure our cross depth. The formula I use for my front cross depth is 8 divided by 20. And when we divide 37 by 20, what we got is 1.85. What I told you, I'll be rounding it up to 2 inches. So from here, I'll be marking 2 inches. So we are going to connect these 2 inches to the hip line. We are going to connect from here to here with the help of our curve. So after connecting our curve, we'll move to the waist. The waist circumference we are working with is 29. And when you divide 29 by 4, what you get is 7.25. As I told you, I'll be rounding it up to 7.5. So you take your tape from here, measure 7.5 and mark. So from here, this is at 7.5, I'll mark. After measuring our 7.5, I'm going to connect this point to the hip line. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to blend it with the cross line. Now we want to find the midpoint of our trouser. And that midpoint, we are going to find it on our cross length. After marking it on our cross length, we will extend it from the waist to the trouser length. So from this place, we'll measure to this place we have here is 11.5. Divide 11.5 by 2. What we have is 5.75, and we are going to mark. We are going to extend it from the waistline to the trouser length. After drawing our midline, we are going to measure our new circumference, and the new circumference we are working with is 18. 18 divided by 2, that is 9. 9 divided by 2, that is 4.5. So you place your 4.5 on the midpoint and you mark. Also, we'll calculate our round ankle. The round ankle circumference we are working with is 13. 13 divided by 2, that is 6.5. 6.5 divided by 2.25. So you put your 3.25 on the midline, you mark. You do the same thing to the 3 inches extension of the hem of the trouser, mark your 3.5. Then next in this way. You're going to connect your knee to your ankle this way. Also this side you will connect it. Okay. You're also going to connect this point together from your cross line. This way. And also here to make a slight curve. Then you connect. So after connecting the lower part of your trouser block to the upper part of the trouser block, we are going to drag the zipper allowance. Our trouser is going to have a zipper in front. So come here. For this tutorial, I'm going to use 1.5 inches zipper allowance. You can use 1 inch, you can use 1.5. So from here, I mark my 1.5. I'm going to extend this down to the hip line. And you connect them together. Trouser is going to have a pocket by the side. So you come to your waistline. On this point, mark 2 inches inward. On this line, I'm going to mark 6 inches. Now the 6 inches is not compulsory. You can make your own 7. You can make it 7.5. But I don't want my pocket opening to get to my hip line. That is why I'm topping by 6. So you are going to draw a cut from this point to the 6 inches mark. Very simple. So when we are cutting out our front body, we are going to cut out this side. This is where we are going to fix our pocket. As you can see, our trouser front block is getting ready. Now the next step is adding of allowance to our trouser block. From the waistline to the trouser length on this side, I am going to add 0.5 inches. And when I'm sewing in my trouser, I will sew it in by that same 0.5. Added my 0.5 inch allowance to this side. I hope it's clear. To this side, the blue line is my 0.5 inch seam allowance from the waistline to the trouser length. I hope you can see it to the trouser length. Now, on this cuff side, you are also going to add 0.5 inch. As you can see, our first trouser block is ready. So we are going to place this on another pieces to cut the back panel.